Hi, everyone, and welcome to the Virgo June 2023 Illumination reading. This is I Am Illuminated Tarot, a place for you to better connect with and illuminate your own personal spiritual importance. So, hi, everyone, and welcome. We are going to jump right into your reading today. We're going to first pull a card to take a look at the energy, Virgo, that you're bringing to the month, which is wonderful. We have the Empress. And then we're going to look at what is Spirit asking you to grow into and embrace in the month of June. We'll look at a block or a challenge, advice from Spirit as to how to overcome that, and then the blessing and the growth that really wants to come in for you this month. We'll pull clarifiers and additional oracle cards to go a little deeper into the cards that are initially pulled here as well. So Virgo, I hope you're all enjoying the start to June. Coming in with the Empress energy, I'd say you are. This is a very abundant energy. It's fertile. It harnesses the energy of the number 3, which is all about creativity, giving birth to that creativity in the physical. It's also about holding space for really what you want to grow in your life. The Empress energy also harnesses the energy of Taurus and Libra, which both connect to the energy of Venus. So there is that level of looking at what we value, beauty, kind of bringing those two things together into our experience, all those Venusian qualities. So we're going to go ahead. Now, we do have Venus, which is about to go retrograde at some point this month. So, there could be something here where this could be connecting to that, where maybe you are reviewing what you would like to actually hold space for in your life. But you could also just be feeling really abundant. This is just a beautiful energy to be sitting with as you come into the month of June. So let's go ahead and see what is going on around you. And what would Spirit like you to really embrace and grow into in the month of June? Now, the other thing about the Empress is that this is the energy of, for some of you, this could be that you're finding out that you're pregnant, because it could actually represent truly giving birth, not only just to a creative project or something that you create, but it could also be literally a child. So congratulations for anyone who is finding that out. Ooh, I love this. We have the 6 of Wands, success, recognition. So there is a feeling here of really being able to bring about this abundant energy that you are feeling inside and bringing that out for others to see, for others to recognize you for. There is a feeling, in a way, for me, just intuitively looking at this with the underlying energy of the Magician, that for many of you, it's almost like it's time for you to come out. It's time for you to be seen. There may be something that you've been working on with the Empress energy kind of hidden away within. This could be a project, this could be a business, again, anything that you're looking to give birth for, and now it's time for that to be seen and recognized by others. The Magician speaks to you hold the magic. You have the ability to work with all the elements in your life. And so there's that extra level of confidence there. Now, coming in underneath that, we have the Page of Wands and we have the 9 of Pentacles. So for many of you, you've been sitting in a pretty abundant place for a while. The 9 of Pentacles speaks to a level of comfort and stability in the physical, chance to really get to enjoy the fruits of your labor, and a certain level of independence as well. This can be financial independence, or this could just be that you feel abundant in what you have. Meaning you could have a lot of time and you get to spend that in the way that you want, or you have a lot of possessions and you get to enjoy that in the way that you want. And with the Page of Wands coming in after that, this speaks to starting to really play with what you're passionate about. The Page of Wands doesn't take him or herself seriously. She instead kind of looks at what she's passionate about and just goes out with that curiosity of, let's just do it and see what happens. And with that, I think for many of you, you might have hit on something in your life when you were entering into this energy, whether it was having that creative spark, and suddenly now you realize, oh my gosh, I want to create something, or you've been creating something from that space. Or it could be that you were going out there with this kind of energy. It could be that you were dating and all of a sudden you meet the right person and you want to announce that to everybody. Or this could be literally that some of you are truly finding out that you are pregnant. And it's time to either release that knowledge or to show pictures of your loved one to everybody, whatever it is. But there is something around really being recognized now for something that you've been working with from a place of what felt like fun to begin with, and now it's kind of growing into something more. Okay, so let's go ahead here and dive a little deeper into the message. Now we're going to look at a block or a challenge that's coming up. Again, we're going to then get advice from Spirit as to how to help overcome that block so that you can welcome in the blessing and the positive, abundant energy, which obviously over here wants to come in for you. So let's see, Virgo. Now, what was interesting, I'm just going to say this. I don't normally say this when I usually take a couple minutes before I jump into the reading to really kind of connect with the energy of the sign to see if any intuitive messages come in. I am a more clairaudient than some of the other senses, so I tend to kind of hear things. I can say that when I was starting to connect with your energy, I did hear no. I heard no means no very clearly, which was interesting. So for some of you, this might be a boundary setting month. It might be something where you are actually, again, holding space for a creative project or something that you want to create. And maybe there is that element of having to say no to something that no longer supports whatever is this creative energy here. So I'm just going to put that out there. That might be just a specific message for, one or two of you, but oh my goodness, you have so many cards coming out all over the place. I'm going to take all of these because they definitely are telling me a story here. Okay, beautiful. Ooh, there's the Magician again at the end. So yeah, definitely bottom of the deck, 3 of Cups. I love it. Okay, so we have King of Cups, 9 of Swords, 10 of Cups, 3 of Pentacles, and the Magician. Now, the King of Cups and the 9 of Swords right here. This is the energy of, this is your main challenge, your main block. Now, the King of Cups is the loving father archetype energy. This is someone who is emotionally mature. They honor their emotions, but they are not emotionally out of control, meaning they honor their emotions. They lead from how they feel. They lead from their intuition, but they don't overreact, meaning they are not going to fly off the handle and get super angry or burst into tears. They're going to kind of sit in that peaceful place of, let me just honor my feelings in this moment, and then I can express that in a healthy way. This can also be the individual who is looking to get more into sometimes this person can be seen as a spiritual advisor. Sometimes this person can be seen as, again, someone very wise and well connected to the intuition. But I'm getting the feeling that this could be someone in your life, the King of Cups. Now, this could be a scorpionic energy, someone who has a Scorpio as a main placement in their chart, or it could just be someone who embodies this energy. Again, the really self-mature, I'm not self-mature, but the very emotionally mature kind of loving masculine figure. With the 9 of Swords coming in, there's a lot of worry around this energy or around this person. So it could be that there's either you yourself want to step up into something that's a little bit more spiritually inclined, or you want to really embody this for yourself and you're not quite sure how to make that happen or how to be seen for that. Or for some of you, this literally could be that there's a worry around someone in your life who fits that mold, and for some reason something needs to change. It could be simply that because you've been following your passion and all of a sudden you're in this abundant energy. I mean, this could literally be where you are afraid to tell someone in your life that you're pregnant. This could be where you're worried that, again, a project that you are deeply connected to, There are so many different ways that this could kind of come out, but this could be where maybe you have been getting into your intuition, you have been getting to that place of emotional maturity, and it's bringing you to this level of seeing something that you want to share, that you want to give birth to, that you want to realize in your experience, but you're worried about what that's going to look like. You're worried about sharing that part of yourself with others. This could also be where, again, this is an individual in your life that you're worried about maybe even sharing with others. If for those of you you're getting into a new relationship where you have been dating and you've been kind of out there and having fun, and now you're looking to kind of give birth to something more in this relationship, this could be that worry of sharing with people that, hey, we're going to get married. Hey, we're going to move in together. Hey, we're actually dating. Something along those lines. So I kind of get that feeling that there's a worry around an individual here, whether it's fear out of what this person, because this could even be a father figure. For some of you, if you have a really, emotionally loving, emotionally mature kind of loving father, maybe even more stoic of an individual in your life, that could be where you might be worried of what that person might think. Of again, what you've been creating. Now, at the 10 of Cups at the heart of your reading, this is what Spirit is asking you to really reflect on for the month of June, to really harness the energy of this card, to be able to overcome whatever is this extreme level of worry. Because the Nine of Swords speaks to just being kept up at night by that continual the negative what if string of, oh my gosh, but what if they say this? Or what if people think this about me? Or what if this person doesn't love me? Or what if the relationship doesn't work out? Or what if my project doesn't work? Or what if I'm seen as, whatever it is, you're going down that rabbit hole of just all these negative thoughts. 10 of Cups is where we get to embrace what it feels like to touch a little piece of heaven on earth for ourselves. This is that true happy family card where all the boxes are checked and we get to just sit in that place of abundant emotional peace with our experience. And there's something here about the 10 of Cups and the King of Cups really, having to cut out this middle level of overthinking in between, that there's this feeling of embracing the loving kind of father archetype. And again, this could be for some of you, you're worried maybe even about becoming a parent. That could be this as well. So there may be something here where it said, instead of worrying about that, either worrying about what someone else is going to think about something in your life, or worrying about how you might have to fit this archetype, it's asking you just to embrace the dream, just to embrace the feeling of wholeness, completeness on an emotional level, and really bringing that back to you, then embodying this energy from that perspective, meaning you lead from that place of inner peace and emotional connection. Because there's a lot of abundance and a lot of happiness and joy to be had in this reading here. Now, with the 3 of Pentacles coming in on the other side of the 10 of Cups, this is a building energy. This is looking forward to the future, wanting to collaborate with others towards building something in the physical that really honors what you have specifically to bring to the partnership. The Magician coming in at the end is reminding you that you hold the magic. Each one of us has all 4 of the elements on the table in front of the Magician here. We all get to work with the physical. We all get to work with our thoughts. We all get to work with our emotions, and we all get to work with how we take action and our own passions. But the magic comes from how we uniquely blend all of those things together for ourselves. No two people are going to take all 4 elements and apply them exactly the same way in their life. So keep that in mind here, that you hold the magic in your own life to create for yourself what you want. So if you want to become the father or the parent, then there's this feeling here of there's a chance to make that happen for yourself. If you want to have this creative project released and you want to build something based off of it, you have the power to do that. And you will be recognized for it. But it's hard to be recognized and it's hard to be celebrated when you don't come out to share that. And how do you share that? You share it from a place of the 10 of Cups, of what fills your heart? What is that dream within? And we have the Three of Cups here as your other underlying energy, which is connecting with others. It's celebrating with others. This is finding your soul tribe, bringing your cup to the table and having others bring theirs as well. It's a very connective, supportive energy. Below that, we have the Prince of Pentacles, which is the Knight of Pentacles in this deck. That's you, Virgo. That is careful, methodical planning. That is that kind of long foresight that you have to see a goal and be able to put all the steps in between to get there. And there's something here around being able to share that. You might have been working on something very methodically like that. You've been working towards that goal, and now you've achieved it. And it's time to really, I think, again, share something with the world so that you can then continue to build on this. So let's go ahead here and see what wants to come in. But there's such a level of abundance coming from you directly. And with this reminder of that you're the magician, it's almost like, what can't you build? What can't you build for yourself? So really keep that in mind. So for the King of Cups, we have the Queen of Coins, so the Queen of Pentacles. This is that really dedicated, patient, dedicated focus towards growing something in your life. And then we have the King of Wands, which is the fiery, dynamic, I'm the business owner, I'm going to make it happen, leads from a place of passion. This can be a Leo and a Capricorn in your life as well, if you have those people in your life. I think what I'm feeling here more than anything is that for some of you, either a part of you is trying to figure out how to balance this in your life. Maybe you're trying to figure out how to be the business owner, but also the parent, the mother, or someone who follows their passion, but also comes home and can be the stable person who, again, is more seen as the parent who gets things done, who check marks all the boxes, but then also can stay very emotionally sound, meaning that you're not flying off the handle at the drop of a hat. You can this is like the person who can be very balanced. But it also may be that there's a tug of war going on right now between yourself. Do I commit to being a parent? Do I commit to chasing the dream? Do I commit to building a business? Do I commit to going out into the world and leading from what I'm passionate about? And that might be where you're being asked to really embrace your emotions, to really go within and say, well, how do you feel about both of these versions of yourself? And is there a way to bring them into alignment together? It doesn't always have to be one or the other. We get to give birth to the experience that we truly want at certain periods in our life. And I feel, Virgo, that this is now. That sometimes it doesn't always have to be a question of, is it being a parent or being the person who goes out and leads from their passions. It can actually be both. You can be the business owner and a parent and still maintain a healthy emotional state. This could also be where you really want to bring in this dynamic, where maybe you're coming into a partnership with someone, and maybe one of you is going to have to kind of assume more of the nurturing role, and one of you is going to be assuming more of the kind of outward pushing role, the person who goes out there and builds that business or goes to work every day at a higher kind of capacity. But let's dive in here to see where this worry is. Where is this Nine of Wands coming from? Okay, Six of Swords. Moving on. Yeah, there's something that you want to move on from. And maybe that's the fear of, there's something here with the Seven of Pentacles. Something isn't quite right. Something isn't quite fulfilling about your current experience and what you've been working towards. And there's a feeling here of wanting to move on from that, wanting to move on from something in the physical that just, it's not check marking all the boxes. And that's where the worry is. Maybe the worry is communicating this to the individual in your life, and you're not quite sure how they're going to take that. It could be communicating that, again, it's time to move. Maybe this can be like if all of a sudden you do find out that you're pregnant and you realize, oh my gosh, we need more space. We need a better job. We need something that is now going to change in our experience, because now yes, as I look at what I have, it might not be enough for this new change in my life. Or it could be, if you want to give birth to, say, a creative project or something on those lines, that you might say, yeah, what I've been working on is not enough. I want to do something differently. I want to create my own business. I want to, follow my passion. And that means I have to leave what I've been working towards behind, or I have to review this with the other person in my life. I do get the feeling that there is someone else that you are working with, Virgo, here. If not in a business sense, in a personal sense. Okay, so 10 of Cups clarified by the King of Coins, the King of Pentacles, and the 8 of Swords. Yeah, there's something here around feeling held back. I think there's too much of a focus on the physical, Virgo, to be honest. When we're thinking about really getting to that core of what it feels like to experience heaven on earth, to experience that dream within our heart, and you actually get to touch it. That doesn't come with a price tag. That doesn't come with a value aside from what you feel it brings to you. And I think for some of you, because the King of Coins can be someone who, again, is very adept at managing their own personal experience in the physical. They know how to prioritize well. They know how to manage their time and their energy and their investments. But there can also be somebody who's too focused on a return on their investment, that they won't do something, even if it seems fun to them. They won't do it if there's not going to be some type of monetary or measurable reward. And I think for some of you, you've been held back by that for some time, that you felt like you've had to, that you either feel like you don't have the ability to manage your own finances, or you don't have the ability to kind of follow your heart instead of worry about what it's worth in the physical, that what you're doing has an actual return on its investment. So keep that in mind here, that when you're really thinking about embracing the 10 of Cups, where perhaps are you being held back from following a dream, realizing a passion, leaning into the enjoyment of something you want to give birth to, and really bringing your magic to that, because you're worried about the bottom dollar, because you're worried about the financial component of this of your experience. Okay, so 3 of Pentacles. That is, we build it better together. And you have Judgment and 10 of Wands. Yeah, it's time to put down a burden and realize that something in your experience has changed, and you don't have to do it all alone. That's, I think, a big lesson that we all have to learn at some point in our life. I know I've had to, and I'm still working with that. I feel like for some people, especially if you're a driven person, that is one of probably the main challenges you're going to have your entire life, is really struggling with, do I need to push and continue to do it all alone, or can I bring other people in and have that faith that other people bring additional talents that you may not have? And there is this feeling of being able to build something that you want, something that is going to gain recognition, something that is tied directly to your 10 of Cups and to what you want to give birth to. But there has been a dynamic change in this. Judgment speaks to, you have changed. Something in your life, whether very recently or I'd say in the recent past, in the past 1 to 3 years, has caused you to become a different individual. Judgment happens when something has happened in our life and we can't go back to the person we used to be. And this doesn't have to be where we go through like some crazy, this could be literally finding out that you're a parent. And 1 day ago, you were not a parent, and today, yes, officially you are a parent. But this could also be on, a more subtle level where, you were always the single person, and then now suddenly you're in a committed relationship, and you've never been the one in a committed relationship, but now you are that person. And you can never go back to being the person who was never in a committed relationship. There can be those kinds of things. It could be, you name it. You could be the person who never tried a risky hobby, and then today you leap off a cliff and you are someone who now goes out and does bungee jumping, or you do parasailing, or you are the person who jumps off a cliff and goes, in the squirrel suit. It goes crazy. Now, once you jump off that cliff, you are no longer the person who didn't do, sports that were, life endangering. But there's something here around something has changed in you, and it's allowing you to see that you don't have to carry a large burden all yourself, that there's a change in perspective, that you can build it with another, that you are not alone in this, whether you are not alone in now that you're in a relationship of building something together. Maybe before you were always worried about money, but now that other person can bring their own, they can fill the other side of the coin, so to speak, so you can lean more into your dream. Or this can be where maybe it's the opposite, where you've always wanted to be the more financially stable one. So now you get the chance to kind of pursue that while the other person kind of holds down the fort at home, or, brings the passion into the experience. But there's something here around the realization that it's time to build something with another, whether this is in work, whether this is creative projects, and that you don't have to do it all alone this time around, because you are a different person. You see things in a new perspective now. That's really, I think, something to keep in mind. You can build it stronger together. You can actually build it faster together, too. Okay, so we have the Magician as your final card. So let's get a final pull for that. Final pull for Virgo. That Magician is awfully quiet. I mean, it could just be that it clarified itself by coming out twice. But is there anything else that Virgo needs to know? Oh, Ace of Cups and Three of Swords. Yeah, there's a level here of pain and heartache from the past. And then you have the Four of Swords. I like this. Okay, so Ace of Cups. Ace of Cups is that beautiful, refreshing energy that comes in, and it's like cleansing you through love. It is the reconnection to spirit, to self, to love as kind of that undefinable but everywhere. It's, something that connects all of us, that connective life force, which is love. But this is also the wellspring of your emotions, the wellspring of your needs, your wants, your dreams. And I feel like there's been a level of where you haven't had a chance to go back to that place, to that wellspring, because of heartache, because of the Three of Swords, because of the pain of the past. And it's time, this is saying that the Magician now can transmute that. The Magician gets a chance to bring this is almost like the individual who takes the pain of the past and brings it out into beautiful paintings, or someone who can really take, all of what they've gone through, and through love be able to, this could also be like somebody who went through a really difficult experience in their life, but now through love, they can help others go through a similar difficult experience on that level. There is a transmutation of heartache and pain into love and a reconnection to the self. Four of Swords then is the reflecting on that and realizing you can leave those three swords up on the wall, and you get to walk away with your one sword of truth, which has been long hidden behind the pain of the past. And this is a beautiful energy of realizing that maybe for some of you, you have not been connecting as your truest self. Three of Cups, Four of Swords, that you're reviewing how you connect with others, the people you've surrounded yourself by. And it's time now to really allow that pain to be let go so that you can authentically connect with others from that place of clarity of truth, clarity of self, clarity of your dream of what you want, and then be able to really move into trusting others to honor that. And there can be this beautiful level of, again, recognition for this. This could even be where some of you are actually going to be coming out and, again, with a creative project of sharing your pain. And it's seen and welcomed for people to say, wow, look how much you've gone through. Look at your beautiful transformation. And again, that can lead to something for you. That can lead to kind of that next chapter, that next doorway opening up, whether you create something creative from it, whether you create a business from it, or whether it's just, look at how far I've come and now finally I have the reward for it. Okay, so now I'm going to pull some oracle cards here. But there definitely is, just kind of reviewing all the cards and looking at them here, there definitely is a story being told about a push-pull dynamic between wanting to, again, kind of be the stable, nurturing one versus someone who wants to go out into the world and be this fiery, dynamic energy. And then really looking at what you have in the physical and realizing you have to move on from it. Something is maybe stale or stagnant. And there's been this energy of being stuck in the material versus moving into your feelings, moving into the dream, and allowing yourself to kind of, I think, go into that vulnerable place of creation to express that so that you can bring others in to be able to start carrying some of the burden for you in this next cycle so that you get the chance to, again, just focus on what you bring to the table versus having to do it all yourself or having to feel like you have to do it all yourself. So we have blossoming abundance. I love it. Also bringing in the energy of the three. Again, creativity, divinity, greeting life with the innocence of a child, being seen. That's also part of the number 3. Some of you could even be a life path number 3, which again is about, it can actually focus on, a lot of actors have life path 3s or 3 prominent in their chart because it is, again, a card of creativity, but also being seen for that creativity. So there's something here around the blossoming abundance. It's like things are just starting to come out. You're coming out of the pain. You're being refreshed here through love. And I think for many of you, you're realizing that the main hang-up has been that focus on the physical. And it's now, this is a new cycle to really get into blossoming abundance and creativity, but on an emotional plane. And that success will be coming in there. I'm hearing trust. Trust, Virgo, trust. Okay, let's take a look at blossoming abundance. Yep, there you are. Knight of Pentacles. Yep, eye on the prize. One foot in front of the other. This is a step-by-step process. Yeah, I'm really getting the feeling here. It's so strange. I keep getting the feeling here of being judged by someone for, like, again, I just get this continual feeling that there's something here around somebody, and this could, again, just be for one or two of you, but the story keeps kind of coming through of, like, you feeling like you have to present yourself, and like there's this push-pull between, again, being the parent or being the stable one and being the one focused on the physical versus being the one that gets to go out there and have fun, lead from passion, again, build a business. Something here between, almost like a push-pull between, do I be the person in the home or do I be the person out of the home? That kind of thing. And what you're giving birth to might change all of that, you know? It could also be a dynamic that you're worried that maybe you will never have the other half to that. That could be the other part of this, that maybe you are one half of that partnership and you want to bring in the other half of that partnership. But we have King of Cups, Knight of Pentacles. Here's that King of Cups again. That person coming in here on blossoming abundance. I think for some of you, there just needs to be a plan. And you could see this individual has their eyes closed. They are connecting to their intuition. They're in that place of peace. And I think that this is also part of what's coming for the blossoming abundance is it's time to really get to that place of trusting your intuition. But more than anything, getting to that place where you are connected to your emotions, where it doesn't have to be all passion and all action and then directly correlating that into what comes in the physical. It can literally be that you can feel something. And then it's just slow and steady action. Then it's just one foot in front of the other. And every day, and look at the bottom of the deck, we have 10 of Cups again. Yeah. It's like a slow and steady, emotionally peaceful way of getting to your 10 of Cups, because you have faith, because you trust that that is coming in for you, because you have faith in others, because you have reconnected to love through honoring the pain, but moving on from that and realizing that something in the physical has to change for this new version of yourself to be able to start to build something new with others. Whether, again, it's a creative project. This could be where maybe you've been holding on to something for a long period of time, and finally you go out there and say, you know what, I'm taking all the paintings I painted during my horrible breakup and I'm going to go out there and I'm going to connect with a local gallery owner, and I'm going to ask if I can put them on exhibit, something along those lines. And I'm going to stop carrying the burden of dealing with that whole pain myself. I'm going to come out and show the new individual that I am, but I'm also going to honor the pain that I went through at the same time. This can also be where, again, you are becoming a new parent, and there is something here around really having to honor that something in your life is going to have to change. Maybe you always were the one that was the person who went to work, and you were maybe you had your own business, maybe you worked 60 hours a week, but now that you've become a parent, something might need to change. Maybe the focus now is not on how many hours do you work and how much money do you bring in. It's how much time can you spend enjoying being a parent, and how much time can you spend realizing that the change in your life has maybe allowed you to maybe get past some pain of the past where you were in a bad relationship that didn't end with you having a child or something along those lines. And now you get to kind of revisit this and say, you know what? The truth is, I'm a loving parent. And that's who I am today. And I'm going to trust that if I fulfill that role, someone else in my life will help me fulfill the other half of my experience, that they might step up now and become the one that then helps pay the bills or something along those lines, so that I can enjoy my 10 of Cups, so that I can get to this place of peace, so that I can see the way forward and take the steps needed. But there is something here about, again, recognition and about coming out. For some of you, maybe it's been a long time coming that you've kind of kept something like hidden in the shadows. And it's time to now come out from that place to, again, share yourself with this new truth. Start connecting with others from that place of authenticity, trusting that however you're presenting yourself, the rest will be met by the others around you. And what you want to build is ready to be built. It's ready to have others come in and collaborate with you and to celebrate you. Okay, we have surrender your fear of change. Yeah, that's a big one. It says, the universe is reminding you that you are cared for always, whether you're afraid of change in your job, your health, or a relationship, or if you fear aging or death, repeat the affirmation, I have faith that all is well. And there's that faith coming in. I kept hearing that. Have faith, Virgo, have faith, because what you're moving towards is touching heaven on earth. And then we have surrender to your full power. It says your life is calling for you to step into your full power rather than playing it small. Yes, absolutely. That's the 6 of Swords transcending the 7 of Pentacles. That's really saying, I could continue to put time and energy towards this, but ultimately I know in order for me to transcend my own limitations, my own 8 of Swords, my own blocks, my own fears, I have to leave this instead. I can no longer continue to invest in something that does not, is not bringing me the 10 of Cups. And in that transcendence, you then, by focusing on the 10 of Cups, come into this cycle of change, but cycle of change that's bringing in new love. That's going to bring in a fresh connection to the self and a greater awareness of your truth. Okay, let's pull a final card here, and we'll read the message that comes with this oracle deck to get just one final message for you guys. So what does Virgo need to know? You have hold your center, number 34. And there I'm getting that no means no message coming through. Holding true to your vision, holding true to what you know you need right now, and the burden that you have to put down. Okay, so it says, have you been rushing out to meet others, trying to bend or accommodate their needs at the expense of your own well-being and inner peace? Now you are to strengthen your own energy, your own boundaries to find your ground. Firmly place your feet there and do not move. Feel your feet anchoring you like a beautiful tree. Let yourself experience quiet certainty as you hold your center with commitment, courage, and consciousness. And that is really the King of Cups right here. That is holding yourself with commitment, courage, and consciousness and emotional maturity. It says you are learning to trust in your own instincts, to take your own journey without comparison to the life path of another. There is no need to become disheartened or distracted by comparisons or judgments. The earth needs your light, which can only come from you. You will offer so much less if you try to make it match your beauty. You will offer so much less if you try to make it match your beauty to what you perceive to be the beauty of another. It says, many souls who are different and unique were not understood, acknowledged, and valued for whom they were as children. Instead, they were encouraged to conform, to change, to be other than their true self in order to be loved. This can be a hard pattern to break, yet the time is here for you to love and honor yourself as yourself. You are beautiful. You do not need to change for another. You certainly do not need to change for the divine. You are being encouraged instead to distill your essence to become even more of you. Hold your center now and do not be rattled by any other through intimidation, confrontation, doubt, jealousy, or fear. To hold your center means you accept your innate value and worth, your right to exist and thrive, and accept the love that created you as you in order to fulfill your divine destiny. And that's it. That is literally it. I think for many of you, as I'm thinking back to some of your previous readings over the past few months, there is this kind of struggle of really owning and understanding your value, your self-worth outside of, your direct link to money and what you can create for yourself in the physical. And I think that this is that kind of culminating moment of realizing, I know my value, I know what I'm worth, and it's time for me to own that. It's time for me to honor the change in my life, and it's time for you to really start to go forward from that place of knowing that however you want to lead in your life, whatever that 10 of Cups truly is, it's time to start just honoring that for yourself. And again, if you have to let your freak flag fly, then go ahead and do that, but don't be afraid of change, because this is your growth point. This is where, if you can honor the pain of the past, understand that this is a time of fresh love, of magic, of abundance, and so much more, and of collaborating and working with others and recognition. All right, I will leave it there, Virgo. I hope you all have a wonderful, I would say prosperous, but coming out of the shadows type of month. This is that time to really share that dream within your heart and to start to build the plans towards making it come into be. All right. If you'd like to book your own personal reading, you can click on the link in the description box below to visit my website. Otherwise, if you would like or subscribe to my channel, that's always appreciated. It really helps me out as I continue to do what I'm passionate about. And if I don't see you on my website, or if I don't see you elsewhere here on my channel, I look forward to reading for you again in July. Bye, Virgo.